Today we continue in Song of Solomon chapter 4, and our verse of the day is verse 9. You have ravished my heart, my sister, my bride. You have ravished my heart with a glance of your eyes, with one jewel of your necklace. Chapter 4, which Pat Lindquist read for us in worship this past Sunday, begins with the man just describing the physical charms of the woman he loves, and how to him she is just so beautiful, and how he is just basically knocked off his feet. And he describes her in ways that you might not necessarily use to describe someone you love, talking about how her teeth are like a flock of shorn ewes, and not one among them is bereaved or missing. In other words, you have all your teeth, so your smile looks really nice. Most of us don't describe someone's cheeks like the halves of a pomegranate. You probably wouldn't do that today. You wouldn't describe someone's neck, a woman's neck, like being a Tower of David. And as I said to somebody who was questioning some of the imagery in this, I mean, hair like a flock of goats going down a hillside. And I said, well, language comes out of what people grow up in and what they grow up around. And I also said, how many of us, if we look back at love letters we wrote when we were young, maybe when we were teenagers, if you still had them, how many of us would look back at the language and the imagery we used and maybe even be a little embarrassed that we wrote what we did, or wrote how we did? So love sometimes makes us say and do things that later on we might wish we could change. But I love that line, you have ravished my heart with a glance of your eyes. It actually reminds me a little bit of a line in a Frank Sinatra song. I won't tell you what it is, but if you like Frank Sinatra, you can probably think of it. But just the idea of how someone can just look at you in a certain way, and wow, it touches your heart and all of you in a way that's almost electric. And that's part of what I picture in chapter 4 of Song of Solomon. And he is praising the woman, and that phrase, my sister, a few people asked me about that. Actually, in Egyptian love poetry, the phrase my sister was a term of endearment. It's not that these people are related or part of the same family. It was just like people today might, or people of a certain generation would use words like honey or darling. Saying my sister is a term of endearment, and my bride is what the young man hopes she will become. Thanks for watching, and I hope that the love in your heart continues to grow and to deepen, not only for your spouse if you're married, but for the people around you in your life, because this book is a book about love, and that extends out in circles from our spouse to our children to our family and to our friends.